everybody. Welcome back to the Parlay Show. Time to get into some Major League Baseball. Rob Conway here and Albert Vartanian. And, this is a Canadian show. We're going to talk a lot about the Blue Jays. We'll talk about a little bit about betting as well with other teams. But the Toronto Blue Jays have not played well as of late. That's obvious. What's more worrisome to me is how they're doing it. And they haven't hit well with runners in scoring position. Okay, they made a concerted effort with the deals that they made in the offseason in order to get better at base running and get better at defense. Now, both those things are somewhat true, although they've had some issues on the base paths as of late, and the defense is a little bit better. But if you're not hitting with runners in scoring position, who the hell cares if you steal a base? Because that's why you steal the base, to get into scoring position. And this team is losing to the Yankees, they're losing to the Orioles, they're losing to the Rays, and they're in last place in the AL East. And we can look at the odds, we can get them up of what it is for the AL East outright. But it's like plus 620 right now for Toronto.
Don't even touch it.
Definitely don't even touch it. But this is a team that's supposed to be the favorite. I mean, the Yankees are right there with them. No, for sure. They had a great last season, and a lot of those players came back. But they have tons of issues with their pitching. They had Montas is out, Rodon's out, Severino just came back. He was out. So, there is an opportunity here for the Jays. Now, look, the Rays do this every year. They're completely, they stink, they won't be good, and then they're one of the best teams in baseball. Fine. But to be last place, that's got to be Panic City right now.
I think so. I keep hearing it's too early.
It's never too early. They missed by one game 2 years ago.
I've been talking about this for a while.
Come on.
When do you stop saying it's too early? I think it's now. Listen, runners in scoring position, they're batting .236, which is 24th in the MLB. That's not good enough.
Yeah.
And if you look at this team, you have a Gold Glover at first base who booted the ball around.
Yeah, that was tough.
All night. He's not hitting. I don't remember last time he hit a home run. I think it was back in April at home. It's Vladdy Guerrero I'm talking about. I would say the starting pitching hasn't been great, but I think it's been good enough to win games. Offense obviously isn't clicking. I think Bo Bichette hit into 3 double plays last night.
I know, and he's been so good, but yeah.
I know he's been so good, but there's a lot wrong with this team, and it's not even just a play on the field. We saw what happened with John Schneider and Alek Manoah. Have you ever seen that? He goes to the mound for a second time, has a talk with Manoah, turns around, the umpire's like, oh, where are you going? This is a second mound visit. Manoah's got to get the hook. So there's problems around this whole entire team. And I don't know what the answer is. A lot of Blue Jay fans are calling for Schneider's head. They're calling for a big trade. I don't know what that trade is. Do you trade Chapman? Do you trade Springer?
You can't trade out of a roster. It's hard, right?
You're not going to fire John Schneider. He's in the first year of a 3-year contract. I know Don Mattingly is there. But listen, people say, oh, Mattingly can take over. Mattingly is a part of this.
Yeah.
He is a part of this disaster right now. And now they don't play Tampa or the Yankees until September. And some people might say, well, that's a good thing. They don't have to play these teams. Well, no, it's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
Because you're losing on the head-to-head. You can't make up games on the head-to-head.
Well, yeah,
you're going to play the Sox or you're going to play the Orioles. But if you're not playing these guys until September, it's a problem. You're 3.5 game back of the wild card. It looks like 3 AL East teams are going to finish in a wild card position. And as of right now, it's not the Blue Jays.
Yeah. And yeah, you're going to go out and play the Tigers, or you're going to go play the Guardians or whatever. But so is Tampa Bay. What do you think they're going to do? They're just going to all of a sudden stink? You're the best team in baseball? No, you're not going to be able to really, drag back into this race. And last night it was basically a pick-em. I know Bassett was on the mound and he had that scoreless streak, and he didn't have a great game. But really,
the defense didn't help him either.
Did not help him. But again, tonight the line, the Rays minus 125, plus 105. For the Jays, Barrios is on the mound. Taj Bradley, who's a prospect pitcher for the Rays. It doesn't matter who's pitching for the Rays. They're all unbelievable.
Right.
1 through 20 in their organization is going to come up. They're going to throw strikes. I don't know how they do it, but they've done it for 2 decades. So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
But how is it plus 105 for the Jays right now? They're playing terrible. I'm all over the Rays right now at minus 135.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't touch the Blue Jays either right now. You figure at some point they're going to turn it around. I think that's what John Schneider is saying in a lot of these post-game pressers. He's like, it can't get much worse. At some point, it's got to turn around. But they can't just sit and hope that it's going to turn around. You need to change something. I don't know if there's something specific in the batting lineup that he should consider changing, but something definitely does need to change. And going back to the AL East quickly, I was just saying how it's not good that they're not playing Tampa Yankees until September. And it kind of is a blessing in disguise. They're 1-11 in the last 12 against the AL East.
Terrible.
That's just not good enough. But on the flip side, I know you hate this, but they're last place in the AL East. They would be first in the Central. So I don't know if anyone could pull some strings in the MLB, if we could swap Minnesota for the Jays maybe to figure this whole thing out.
Yeah, I mean, look.
It just tells you how difficult this division is, and you can't not get off to a slow start. And any other division, you can probably get away with it. Not in the AL East. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm 36 years old. The AL East has been really good for basically all 36 years.
Forever will be. As long as the Yankees and the Red Sox are in there, and the Rays somehow do this with 8,800 people at the Trop last night. This is the best team in baseball. Plus 174 run differential. 8,800 fans. When Kiermaier got his video debut, he went, not debut.
Look back at his career.
Yeah, whatever the word is. Anyway, he goes out there and
homage.
You could tell he was kind of like, where is everybody?
Well, he's got to be used to that.
He's used to it. I know. It's just frustrating.
It is frustrating when you see a team as good as Tampa Bay.
That's the word.
A tribute. Yeah. A tribute, yes. And then you have the Oakland Athletics, who had like 15 people at the game. But that's understandable because that team is terrible.
Bobby, 2,200 at the Coliseum.
And their gift, go to Vegas.
I know. I feel for those fans. I do. Even the Coyotes fans in the NHL.
Yeah.
People want to make fun of them, but there's some diehards.
There are diehards.
Imagine,
is too bad.
We're in Toronto. We lose the Jays, we lose the Leafs, we lose the Raptors. It's devastating.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it's a weird. I've lived in a big city my whole life. Always had professional sports teams. Every concert stops in Toronto.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a blessing to live in a big city when it comes to sports and stuff like that. But it's too bad. You see a place like Oakland. They just lost the Raiders. They're gonna probably lose the Athletics. And that's a legit sports town.
Well, Vegas now.
Vegas is a legit sport town now,
right now.
for sure.
Oh
my goodness, it's the place to be, and that's what I'm saying. Like, the Athletics are so poorly run right now. I mean, look, whatever, but
who knows what happens in Vegas in the next 10, 15 years?
That's true.
Let's hold our breath on that one.
Stanley Cup champions, winning the Super Bowl. No, they're not going to win the Super Bowl.
I mean, they're close to Stanley. You know what? You never know, dude.
You never know. All right, it's been a really good show, but I do want to mention one thing before we go. It is my anniversary today.
Hey!
Look at that. Look at that young Rob Conway. Looks like I lost a little bit of pound. That's my beautiful wife, Kim, and us cutting the cake. This time, 8 years ago, I wouldn't say nervous. I wasn't nervous. I was pretty comfortable by that point. But it was a really fun day.
Yeah.
And we did outside at Eagle's Nest. The day before, I played golf with my buddies there. It was so cold and windy, we walked off the golf course. I don't know if you ever played Eagle's Nest. It's an absolute beast. And we walked off the golf course, and I said, "Look, I'm getting married tomorrow. I have no time for this. This is just treacherous."
Yeah.
The next day, beautiful day. It was a great day. Now we have a beautiful baby. Our first anniversary with our baby.
I love that.
And I just want to say happy anniversary, baby. I love you, Albert.
You are a classy man. Look at that,
Thank you.
man.
You know, I also wrote a song and played it at my wedding.
Really?
I sang it.
Can we hear a couple notes here? A couple of lyrics?
No, not going to do it. Not going to do it. I can't sing. I sang because it's my wedding.
You
and she
like Bradley Cooper?
Yeah, a little bit.
Tell me something good.
Yeah, that's
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary, Kim.
Thank you very much, Albert. Thanks, everybody, for watching. This has been The Parlay Show. We will be back on Thursday. But until then, enjoy the sports, everybody.